Of course, there is work, and then there is life's work. Life's work is the kind of work that certainly has your fingerprints all over it, right? The kind of work that doesn't allow you to play it safe. And for the past 35 years, KSARC has been Executive Director Mary Ellen Stone's life work. She has truly changed the landscape of sexual assault prevention, education, and victim advocacy. She's never played it safe. I've known Mary Ellen now for how many years? 12, 13 years? And she is consistently looking for new ways to tackle old problems. Please welcome KSARC Executive Director and my friend, Mary Ellen Stone. Mary Ellen.
Thanks, Margot. Thank you, Melissa. You did a terrific job. You know, I hear those stories every day. And I very much appreciate you sharing yours today in front of everybody. It does take a certain amount of courage and strength to do that. And that's what we're about. We're about being loud. So thank you all for being here today. You know, in case you missed it, this is our 25th breakfast, and we have a record number of you. Margot, I don't know if you mentioned that we have over 1,000 people registered. I am thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled with that. You know, over the years, we have helped victims and their families. We've helped communities in some very profound and life-affirming ways, as you just heard this morning from Melissa. We have a fabulous staff of whom I'm very proud. We have a terrific board of directors, and we have key community leaders, many community advisors who are helping us and giving us some very helpful advice. So most importantly, we have all of you, because it's your support and it's your investment that allows us to help so many people every year, every month, and every day. We have partners and friends here, and I thank all of you, from our corporate sponsors to our foundation partners to the many, many individuals who have stood by us year in and year out. This morning, though, I do want to take a minute and recognize one person by name. This person has consistently supported KSARC at some of the highest levels, both personally and professionally, over the last 15 years. He inspires other people in his company to learn about and invest in KSARC in very significant levels. And under his leadership, his company sets the standard for corporate philanthropy. And in fact, if you look at their website, you'll read a statement that I think is very powerful. It says, "Caring for others and the world around us is a key element of our company culture." Peter Rose, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your leadership, for your advocacy, and for embodying a Be Loud attitude that we very much appreciate, and I want to wish you all the very best in your retirement. Please, a huge round of applause for Peter Rose, CEO of Expeditors. And Expeditors is our premier sponsor, so thank you so very much. And we'll talk about that retirement part. But for now, let's talk about why we're really here this morning. You know, last year we introduced the new tagline, Be Loud, and as you were reminded in the opening video, sexual assault is very much in the news these days. Now, sometimes people say, God, isn't that depressing? I think it's great. And I think it's great because, and I think we all should, because it really shifts the landscape. It makes us realize that sexual assault is now in the mainstream, finally being confronted, finally being discussed. This is an issue that has been ignored, swept under the rug for centuries. And now we're finally getting the mainstream attention that it deserves and that it needs. And honestly, that's what being loud is all about. It's challenging those social norms that perpetuate violence. It's changing behaviors and laws. And above all, it's helping people who have been victimized so that their experience of rape, their experience of sexual assault does not define them for the rest of their lives. And we're being very loud by being here today. And I appreciate that very much. You know, I'm going to share some numbers with you shortly, and you saw some on the video, but in the end, we're not about numbers. We're in the business of helping people. And we do this in so many ways, through advocacy and public policy development, through prevention education and training, through the social justice work we do, through our trauma-specific therapy. And we partner with some very well-respected organizations that focus on solving some core problems at meaningful levels. You know, and in some ways, that's very simple, and in other ways, it's hugely complicated. What we do is we help people reclaim their lives. We help them move forward with a resiliency and a passion for their life. We help people overcome some of the most difficult challenges that most of us can imagine. And we help people reignite their hope for a better tomorrow. We're able to help people put the worst behind them so they can focus on what really is much more important, which is how do they achieve their dreams? How do they meet their full potential? How do they be confident that they can create a meaningful and beautiful life filled with laughter and love instead of fear and confinement? If you take away nothing else today, I want you to remember this, that we're in the business of making people whole and giving them back their lives. And because you're supporters and because you're standing with us, you are doing that too. That's the simple part. That's the life-affirming part. You know, I'm hugely proud of what we do and how we do it. We have impact and we innovate. We have an entrepreneurial approach. We embrace new possibilities. We think out of the box. We're not afraid to try. Sometimes it doesn't work, and we learn from that. We do take those risks. Because having impact means it's about results. And let me share a few numbers with you to show you the kind of impact that we had just last year. 3,417 are the number of victims that we helped last year. 1,728 are the number of children, teens, and adults who received legal advocacy services. 5,161 are the number of hours of trauma-focused therapy that we provided to children, teens, and adults. And 6,978 are the number of people who participated in prevention education programs. We've got lots of numbers. We have lots of stories. We have lots of testimonials and dedicated donors that really illustrate the impact that we're having with our clients and with others who are working to end violence. But in the end, it's not a numbers business, it's a people business. And that's what we do. And what Melissa so clearly showed is the impact that we have. We helped Melissa move forward with her life to reestablish those real basic building blocks of what a positive human experience is. Hope and confidence in the future, trust in others, and as you can see, a real excitement for her life. You know, there's a lot of talk about innovation from corporate America to nonprofit sectors. And from my perspective, what successful businesses do and what successful nonprofits do is pretty much the same thing, that we solve real and urgent problems and in new ways. We're determined at KSARC to find better solutions because we are passionate about the problems we're solving, and we know we can't do this alone. You know, one of the things we have said for a number of years is that sexual assault is not an issue in a box. It's not this one silo of sexual assault. It touches so many other things. It's connected to domestic violence. It's connected to the sex trafficking. It's connected to bullying and to homelessness. It's connected to all these things and a lot more. So when we think about innovation at KSARC, we dare to start bringing these adjacent issues together because that we know that we need a variety of voices, including yours, to help us really be loud. one of the announcements I wanted to share with you this morning is that one of our newest voices in this work is the Seattle Mariners, and I'm very excited to tell you that we have a new collaboration with the Mariners where we're looking at some ways of how do we engage young people in talking about bullying and anti-bullying. And the Mariners right now are in communication with some names that you would recognize in a minute that we'll have be as spokespeople. I can't tell you what they are, but look for them soon, and we will be rolling something out really probably within the next month. But it's those kinds of partnerships that really are going to help us move the conversation. The most crucial partnership, though, is you. You are our greatest ally. You are our strength. And those of you who are donors, thank you for standing with us. What you're doing allows us to do what we do. And again, you know, looking at the impact that we've had on Melissa. Thank you for your belief and trust in what we do. Those of you who have joined us on Facebook, shared posts, are talking about what can be a challenging topic, thank you for doing that. And you know, 2014 is going to be a great year. This is a fabulous start. We're going to continue to be loud, and I encourage all of you to do so. You know, Margot mentioned the Be Loud buttons. We introduced these last year, and I mean, there are a number of people in this room who I know wore them and wore them for a week, which I was very impressed with. And they had these conversations that I heard about. So I want to reissue the challenge today. Wear it for a week. See what happens. And let us know what happens. But when you take it off, and I see a lot of you have already got the buttons on the back of the card are our tips on what Be Loud is really like. Last year, people didn't read the card, so I want to draw your attention to this, because this is important. This will help you think about what being loud is. This is our definition of Be Loud is, and I think if you use this, this will help with the conversations that you want to have. The other thing I want to ask you to do, for those of you who are on Facebook taking pictures, take a picture of yourself with your Be Loud button and tell us about the conversation that you're having. So thank you for being with us this morning. Thank you if you're new to us and meeting us for the first time, and thank you if you are a longtime supporter. Now, I do want to share a snapshot. There's a video of some of the innovation that we've talked about.